Recently I was asked, why don't you teach people how to use the law of attraction instead of just telling people what it is? Valid question. I guess it's because I feel if you have a good understanding of what the law of attraction is and how you interact with it, then you'll be able to use these forces, these natural forces, however you desire. I believe that a person can take control of their life by taking control of their thinking. I believe that a person can alter the physical world around them by learning how to see what they couldn't before and choosing differently. My goal for this channel is to lay out in simple steps how you can master your thoughts and emotions and teach you the simple truths surrounding the law of attraction. Now understand there's a difference between necessary skills and processes. Now it's up to you to learn, practice, and perfect the necessary skills and then apply the proper process. Now I'm going to do my best to show you step by step how to manifest intentionally and more importantly, how to change habits that aren't serving you or helping you in any way. And we're going to do all of this starting right now. In this video, I'm going to give you a proper overview of each of the steps involved, and in the coming weeks, I'm going to do a video on each of the steps so that we can go deeper into detail. My goal for doing this is to walk you through transforming your life into whatever it is that you desire it to be, and do it in a relatively short amount of time. People say that the law of attraction is about attracting things into your life that you desire simply by directing your focus and attention in a certain way, and then feeling as if you already have it. It's no wonder that people struggle with the law of attraction and struggle to manifest intentional results. The law of attraction is not about attracting things into your reality. How do I know this? Because some very smart physicists that are much, much smarter than I am have proven that all things in the universe, past, present, and future, exist all at the same time in the present moment. Now, if that's true, then manifesting something into your existence cannot happen because it's already there. It means that a person can only choose from this so-called field of infinite possibilities where all this stuff exists.
This is the construct.
This means that the law of attraction is more about choosing a desired experience. Now the question becomes, how can I choose what I cannot see? Fair question. First, you got to understand that faith and belief are two very different things. In short, if belief were a point in time, then faith is the movement between 2 points in time known as belief. A belief is a core subconscious function. It's black and white. You either can or you can't. There is no in between. The in between is the faith. Belief, therefore, is what drives our automatic decisions, like putting one foot in front of the other when you're walking forward. Faith, on the other hand, is believing that something exists even when you cannot see it. You can say you have faith in the unseen, but at the same time, you can also believe that it's not really true. When you are just learning how to walk, there are two beliefs that exist. One is that you cannot walk. That's why you're crawling. That's your current state, right? The other is that you can walk. Now, one belief is stronger than the other, and to get from one to the other requires faith, because you haven't experienced it yet. Faith is the process of believing that you can walk until you can actually walk. It's feeling that you can, even though you fall down every time you stand up. After a while, the more you attempt to walk, you will finally achieve walking. And once you walk often enough, your brain and your body will eventually take over to the point that you don't even have to think about it consciously anymore.
That is some deep shit.
Okay, let's shift gears. The average person goes through their day only consciously noticing about 10% of what their brain and their body is picking up. There's just too much information coming at us at any given moment for us to consciously take all of it in. So our brains and our bodies have developed these filtering systems. One of these filtering systems is a function of the brain known as the reticular activating system. Now, something that we've probably all experienced at some point or another is, let's say you want a new car, or you start liking the idea of having a new car, and the next thing you know, you're thinking about this car all the time, and then you start noticing it all the time. And the next thing you know, you're seeing it almost everywhere you look, every time you turn around, different colors of it, all kinds of different things. That is your reticular activating system in action. Let's do something that you've probably done before. It'll take less than a minute. I'm going to play a clip of some kids passing a ball around. I want you to count how many times the ball gets passed by the kids in the white shirts. You ready? Here we go. So what'd you come up with? The correct answer is 15. But I don't care how many times the kids pass the ball. The real question is, did you see the gorilla? Most people never notice the gorilla, at least the first time that they watch that clip. But this is another example of the reticular activating system in action. Its job is to make you aware of the things that you are focused on and filter out the rest. Things that were always there, you just didn't consciously notice them because it was part of the 90% that your brain and your body filtered out. I tell you this because it's important for you to understand how your physiology affects the choices that you make, especially if you want to take control of your life and stop drifting around on autopilot. Now let's get into the overview of the guts of manifesting, okay? Manifesting is about choosing experiences. Many of us want to manifest our dream house or dream business or dream relationship, and those are all things. What you really want is to experience what it's like being the person that has those things. When you picture having that dream house, what are you doing in it? What experiences are you having? Would you be experiencing life-changing events every single day that you're in that house? Or would you be living an average day most of the time and occasionally experiencing big life-changing events while you're in that house? What about that thriving business? Are you likely to have big sales and big deals happen day after day after day? Or are you likely to have a bunch of average days in between those big deals and big sales? How about that relationship you dream of? Do you dream of having these big, awesome adventures and doing all these things together day after day after day? Or do you imagine what the day-to-day living would be like every average day and dot that life with big experiences and adventures from time to time? You see where I'm going with this? Before you can manifest all the dreams that you desire, first you got to manifest the perfect, average, everyday life. Once you've mastered this, then you can begin to dot your life with all of these big events and adventures that you dream of. But to even get to a point where you can do this, you got to stop cursing your daily life. You got to stop cursing the position that you're in right now. And you've got to start rebuilding the foundation that will allow you to dot your experiences with these dreams that you desire. That is creating the perfect average day. A little over 2,000 years ago, there was this guy that was pretty well liked at the time, and he actually was quoted once as saying, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." Therein lies the first step. When you finally become aware of what you're doing to yourself day in and day out, this is what most people describe as the Great Awakening in their life. They describe it as if they were lost, but now they've been found, or once they were blind and now they see. Where have I heard that before? For me, it was realizing that I was the actual asshole whose angry opinions seemed to be rooted in beliefs that ultimately were rooted in assumptions. You are fully aware when you understand how a person both interacts with and experiences the world around them, regardless of age or race or sex or nationality. To understand this better, watch my previous video, The Law of Attraction. This one's for the rookies. I'll put the link in the description below. Now we move to step 2, which is acceptance or forgiveness. Step 1 and 2 go hand in hand, but I am distinguishing between the two because they are in fact different things. Manifesting is like a one-on-one game with yourself, but this game has no end. First, you must accept that all things that happen in your life are your own doing. Remember, you can lie to everybody in the world around you, but it is impossible to lie to yourself. True acceptance and forgiveness, in the sense that I'm referring to it here, are in fact the same thing. Accepting things that you cannot change will release feelings of burden and stress. Forgiveness releases feelings of guilt and shame and resentment. Try as you may, you cannot control a thought or an action outside of yourself. You can, however, control your reaction to the things outside of yourself. Next week, we'll take a deeper dive into this topic and what it means and how you release these various feelings by way of forgiveness and acceptance. Step 3 is the building of a new foundation for your life. In order to experience something that you desire, you must become something that you are currently not. Once you become aware of how you interact with the physical world around you, and you forgive yourself for this lack of understanding all this time, you can begin then to build a new foundation for your life using this new understanding. This step requires not only envisioning the perfect average day in as much detail as possible, but actually living it. However, the designing part of this building of the new foundation must be centered around experience, not things. I have a process that will help you design that perfect foundation by answering a series of questions that will lead to this perfect average day, but I'll provide a list of those questions when I do the video on this topic for you to download. Step 4 is impress, observe, and choose. Once you are living the perfect average day, you can then impress an image on your mind and send that image out into the world via the biomagnetic process. When you do that, it will call into action the reticular activating system in your brain. Now that you are aware of how the process works, you can start to observe the world around you and start looking around for the circumstances and the situations that lead to the things that you want to experience. If you are truly in the present moment and you have a grateful demeanor and attitude toward all the things that you experience, then you will raise the frequency of your biomagnetic field. Then the masses of energy or things that are out there that are vibrating at the same frequency will begin to appear as if out of nowhere. Then it's up to you to exercise free will and choose a different experience.
No regrets.
And that brings us to step 5, live with gratitude. Think of step 5 less like the next step and more like something that you should be doing all the time while you're repeating steps 1 through 4. It has been said by many law of attraction teachers that you cannot manifest without gratitude. They'll tell you to practice being grateful. They'll tell you to journal every day all the things that you're grateful for. They'll tell you to develop an attitude of gratitude. That's usually about it. And while they're close on this one, it's really about being observant of your surroundings in all ways. Now, most refer to this as just being in the moment. Gratitude is merely being thankful for literally everything. Every natural process, every universal law, and every living thing in existence. It is an appreciation for both the complexity and the simpleness of all that is. The natural universal response to gratitude are higher vibrational frequency emotions such as love and peace and joy. So when you live each moment with gratitude, you literally live in a higher vibrational frequency state. Now that's about it. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to this, and that's why I'm going to do these other videos so that we can dive a little bit deeper into these processes. Remember, all of this takes practice, but it can happen fairly quickly. For me, I went from full-blown skeptic to a full-blown awakening in about a month's time, and then I lived in this higher vibrational state for well over a year before I could even really explain what it was that I was experiencing. To continue the discussion, please comment below. And if you like what you're seeing and hearing, please hit the subscribe button. And when that bell icon pops up, hit that too, so you'll be notified every time a new video is posted. Until next time, thanks for watching.